Aslan's roar. Hey guys, Deirdre here, All Things Art and Books. How you doing? Today is the second video of my Chronicles of Narnia series. The first one, if you haven't seen it, is The Magician's Nephew, and we were painting Fledge while I did a book review of that, so check that out if you haven't already. Today's video is the second chronological book in the Narnia series, the most famous one of the 7, and that is, of course, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. So today's video is a book review and also my homage to that book. I've painted Aslan's roar. So I'll give you my book review of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis whilst you watch me painting Aslan's roar. Let's get into the video. So I just want to say 2 things before I get into the book review. I spent a little bit of time getting this drawing absolutely accurate because it's such a detailed piece, and I'd actually drawn the mouth too short and had to correct it when I started to put the tongue in. The second thing is, for the most part of this painting, I felt it was really not coming together. There was a couple of times I felt, what am I doing with a paintbrush in my hand? There was sometimes it just looked like a 5-year-old had done it, but I've been doing this long enough to know that you just push through that. Don't think that something's bad just because it looks bad at the start. All paintings go through that ugly stage and you just got to push through it. So I'm going to start off the book review, as always, with one of my favourite quotes. There were many in this book, and it is where the children are in the house of the beavers and Mr. Beaver starts to talk about Aslan. It's one of the first times that Aslan is mentioned. And I quote, "They say Aslan is on the move, perhaps has already landed." And now a very curious thing happened. None of the children knew who Aslan was any more than you do. But the moment the beaver had spoken these words, everyone felt quite different. Perhaps it has sometimes happened to you in a dream that someone says something in which you don't understand, but in the dream it feels as if it has some enormous meaning, either a terrifying one which turns the whole dream into a nightmare, or else a lovely meaning too lovely to put into words, which makes the dream so beautiful that you remember it all your life and are always wishing you could get into that dream again. It was like that now. At the name of Aslan, each one of the children felt something jump in its inside. Edmund felt a sensation of mysterious horror. Peter felt suddenly brave and adventurous. Susan felt as if some delicious smell or some delightful strain of music had just floated by her. And Lucy got the feeling you have when you wake up in the morning and realise that it is the beginning of the holidays or the beginning of summer. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe follows 4 children, Peter, Edmund, Susan and Lucy, who are sent away in the evacuation from London in the Second World War. And they find themselves in this old house, and they find this wardrobe where they find a mysterious, magical, enchanted land called Narnia. But Narnia is under a curse by the White Witch, who has made Narnia always winter and never Christmas. And so we follow the children on their journey and their adventures, where they meet many characters, including the strange and wonderful and majestic Aslan. Now, C.S. Lewis is very well known for his biblical allegories in all of the Narnia stories, but probably it is most evident in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, where the whole thing is an allegory for Christ's death on the cross for us, for our sins, and for the resurrection. And it is very, very clear in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It is so beautifully done. It is a cracking adventure story, fantasy story on its own right, but the whole symbolic meaning is just so beautiful. and it's very, very, very emotional and beautiful, beautiful read. Very fast paced, gorgeous characters, gorgeous story. I can't say more than that. So please just enjoy the rest of the video. Here you'll see that I'm adding cracks to the background, and I wanted to have some kind of symbolism in the painting of Aslan roaring for the cracking of the stone table. That's all I'm going to say in case anybody hasn't read it, but it is a very, very important part of the story, and I wanted to include it, or include the symbolism of it somehow. As you can see, I love the book. 5 stars from me, 5 out of 5. So we're just about done for this one, and I'll see you next time for the next book in the series, The Horse and His Boy.